This is my Game 2 code explanation. Continuing with Game 1, the main purpose of Game 2 was to implement my two personalized features and following the instructions. Before starting coding, I did some preparation work, including created two files that were lost in space.cpp file, and another one was lost in space.h file. I should have included the header guard in lost in space.h file. I used hash include to include the powerup.h and the player.h file. I used these three lines to import the vector library. After that, I started coding task 2. The first step was creating game data struct, which included two fields, the player and the vector type power-ups. Next, I created new game to initialize the new player and started with no power-up. And I called this new game function in main. Let's go to main function. Here, I called this function in main function, and actually I should have removed these two sample power-up code. The second step, according to the task sheet, which requested to move update game and draw game function from this main function. I've done it, so let's go back to lost in space.cpp file. After moving these two procedures, I implemented add power-up function by creating add new power-up with random position, and also add the new power-up in the power-ups vector by using this pushback function by using this function. I called add power-up in update game. Here, I call this one with 10% chance of generating new power-up in each loop. To continuously draw all power-ups, I used a for loop in draw. I used a for loop in draw game and call it call the power-up in it. For the remaining steps, I draw the mini map, which was here. I call the I draw the mini map, which shows the positions of all power-ups. I used a for loop to loop through each power to loop each power-up to get its coordinates using these using the minimap coordinates function, and I call this given function draw pixel to draw it on the minimap. I implemented minimap coordinates, which could return a point to the data representing the location of a given power-up. At the same time, I calculated the coordinates by using the given formula. The last step is to implement check collision function, which included check collision function, which included two sub-functions. One is apply power up, and the other one is remove power up. I added the sound effect when collision happens here, and also at the same time 10 score will be added to the player score for each collision. Also, I used the switch case to represent the different kind of power up would have different effects. I chose few. The collision with few the collision of few, the few percentage of player will be added for 25%, which would be which would not be larger than 1. I chose the collision with level. Each collision would add 0.3 to experience percentage. If it's larger than 1, the level of player will be added by 1. I also implemented remove power up function to remove the power up. By using the pop back function. Then I added a timer. The timer is here. Yeah, the timer is here. Firstly, I added the timer field to power ups, which was given the initial value 600. Then the timer is deducted by 1 in each loop. Yeah, the timer is deducted by 1 in each loop, which means each power up would exist for 10 seconds. If there's regardless if there's no collision, after 10 seconds the power up will be removed automatically. If there's a collision, the power up will be removed at the same time of collision. This is the end of my code explanation.